What in the world were you thinking?
What do you mean? I don't really get why you're so upset about what I did when all it was taking out the trash. It's not really that big of a deal. And besides, I thought I told you that I wanted you out of the house so that we could move in and take your place. I warned you, and yet you still thought it was a good idea to leave all your things there in the house. But don't worry. Like I said, I was kind enough to do you the favor of taking out your trash.
I really can't believe that you could do this. I mean, what makes you think that you're going to get away with this? You know that the house is under my name, don't you? I saved up for 10 years to buy the house. I pinched and saved every penny until I had the $3,000 I needed to buy the house. I worked so hard to make this house a reality, and you think that you can just throw me out of it like I was nothing?
You think I care about your little sob story? So you saved up some money and bought a house. Who cares? Do you think that makes you special or something? Either way, you are going to give that house to me, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Do you understand me?
No, I don't understand because you're not making any sense at all. Why do you think that you can just take this house from me? I bought it with my own money that I worked hard and saved up. You haven't given me one reason why I should have to give you my house, Miranda.
I really don't care about what you have to say for yourself. If you saved up $300,000 across 10 years, then all I can say is thanks for saving me the effort. But the thing is that your mom said she wanted to live with your brother and I. And that's why we're throwing you out and moving in to take your place.
Okay, you know what? Fine. If this is how you want to do things, you can take care of my mom.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for making this so easy. I really thought you were going to put up a bigger fight.
Chris, you have got some serious explaining to do. Honestly, just what in the world do you think you're doing, huh?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you talking about? Why are you coming after me all of a sudden? I didn't even do anything.
What do you mean you didn't even do anything? How can you say that when your wife Miranda threw out all my belongings in my house? She said that you two are going to throw me out of my house and take care of mom in my place. I want to know just what the heck is going on. Did you know about this?
I don't know really why you're coming to bother me about this if you already know the whole story. You basically got it all. So what more do you want from me?
Are you kidding me? You're seriously telling me that you know about this and you're just letting Miranda act the way that she is?
Look, Janet, I think that you need a wake-up call. The fact of the matter is, I left the house when I was quite young, and now I'm already married and trying to start a family. Meanwhile, what have you done with your life? You've been living off your mom your whole life while you save up money to spend on whatever you like. You have no idea what it means to work for a living, and you're nothing but a parasite on our mom and our family. It's obvious that you're just trying to take advantage of our poor old mom, and that's why we're going to move in and save her.
You really think that I'm a parasite? Is that really actually what you think is going on between mom and I? Is that how you've been thinking I've been living all these years?
Of course I'm serious. I wouldn't have typed all of that if I wasn't serious about what I was saying. Janet, you're a parasite on this family, and the only reason you've gotten away with it for this long is because I got married. But now I'm going to fix all of that by taking care of mom instead of you. I don't care where you go, but there isn't a place for you at home any longer. So consider yourself exterminate, parasite. No, be gone and never ever come back here again. Do you understand me?
Do you have any idea just how much hard work I've had to do since you left home, Chris?
I don't care what kind of nasty thing you have to say about me. At least I can say that I was never a parasite on my family, unlike you. But now that we're going to take over your house, things are going to get so much easier, and it's obvious that you're just mad because you've had it easy for this long.
You really actually think that I've had it easy the entire time since you moved out of the house? You were the one who bumped all of the responsibility of taking care of mom onto me. And that's rich of you to say that you left the house early and got married, and that's why you didn't have the life that I did. Let's not forget that you've really barely been married at all. You have no idea what you put me through, and you have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to what I went through while living with mom.
You know, sis, it's exactly this attitude that keeps you from ever being able to marry anyone. Nobody likes a person who can't accept responsibility for their actions.
Hello there, Miranda. I was just wondering how you all are getting along in the house that I bought for with my own money. You know, The house that you threw me out of but that I still own? The one with my name on the deed? I was just wondering about that house. Anyways, if you are all actually going to be living there, then I suppose that I should send along the paperwork to change the proper ownership, right?
Janet, we were all just talking about you. Yes, we are really loving this house. It's the perfect size, and we are just so pleased to be able to live here.
Great. I'm so happy that you and my brother and my mom are all enjoying your lives in the house that you stole from me. And I take it that none of you feel any guilt whatsoever about what you've done to me.
What do you mean steal? How could we have stolen anything from you when your mom gave us permission for this? Your mom was the one who gave us the green light for all of this. So I guess now at least you finally can realize how little you're actually loved. But then again, the whole reason why you bought this house in the first place was so that you could give your mom a new place to live, isn't that right? So when you think about it, there's actually no reason to get so upset about us taking the house when you never really even bought it for yourself to begin with.
And so not even my mom has said anything about what you and Chris have done to me?
No. What would she have to say except about how happy she was over the whole situation? I mean, you know that your mom loves your brother way more than she does you, right? She was just telling us about how sad she was when Chris moved out and she was left to take care of the other one. That's actually what she called you. Can you believe that?
The other one, huh? Yeah, I must say that it is a pretty mean thing to call your own daughter.
Well, if you're upset about it, you should only be upset with yourself. Maybe if you were more lovable as a child, or even now for that matter, then your mom wouldn't feel the way she does about you. Although, if I had bought a house for my mom, and she was still treating this way, I would be so pissed. But you really are just a sucker. I wonder if you even realize that.
I see. Well, I guess I'm just so glad that it sounds like you all are getting along so well with my mom over there in my house. And at least now that my brother is back living with her, my mom won't have to worry about taking care of the other one anymore. Isn't that right? I would have thought that she would have wanted all her family around to take care of her. But if my mom wants to play favorites with her children, then I suppose that is her choice.
Oh man, you really are such a loser. I mean, do you even know how pathetic and whiny you sound sending messages like that? You really need to get a grip, Janet.
Anyways, I'm going to send over the paperwork so that you can take proper ownership of the house, okay? Just sign it when you get it, and that should be that.
Hey there, Janet. I just wanted to let you know that I finished signing all of that paperwork that you sent me about changing the proper ownership of the house to us. So I guess that means that this house has officially changed hands from yours to mine, doesn't it?
Yes, I suppose that is how it appears. If you sign the paperwork, then the house is legally yours now. And I guess now, thanks to you, I'll finally be able to take it back from you without a second thought.
Wait, what? What do you mean? How would you be able to take the house back from us when we just signed the paperwork to make it legally ours?
You really must just live in a fantasy world of your own, Miranda. I mean, do you really have no idea how the real world works at all? Because if you thought that you would really be able to get away with this with zero repercussions, then I think it's time for a little wake-up call. I am not going to let you walk all over me anymore. Do you understand me? I have had enough of the insults and the condescension. I am not going to be pulling any punches anymore. You are going to know the pain that you put me through. All of you.
Literally, what in the world are you even talking about at this point, Janet? Did you hit your head or something? Or did you just finally snap because you've always been the least favorite child and you're finally realizing that now? Well, you can talk all you want, but the fact of the matter is that we are never going to be giving your house back, and there isn't anything that you can do about it.
And that's what you think, but I haven't even gotten started with you all. I saved up my hard-earned money for 10 long years, all because my mom said that she wanted somewhere easier to live. But if she didn't think that I was going to be living in that house with her as well, if she thought she could just replace me with the two of you, then all three of you can get what's coming to you for all that I care.
You are seriously crazy. I have no idea what you're talking about at all. Maybe you should just put your phone down and go outside and get some fresh air or something. Because I know for a fact that there isn't a single thing that you're going to be able to do to any of us. In fact, you just sound like a sore loser right now. So why don't you just stop talking to me and save yourself the embarrassment? Janet, are you there? What in the world is going on? I want an explanation for this right now. I know that you had something to do with this.
What in the world could you possibly be talking about, Miranda? I'm sure that I have no idea at all about what this message of yours could be in reference to. In fact, I really don't feel like talking to you at all, so could you please just leave me alone?
I don't have time for your stupid little games. You know exactly what you did, and I'm not going to stand for it one bit. I want to know what these documents that have been sent to our house are all about.
Documents sent to the house? I have some idea of what that could be, but it sounds to me like maybe you didn't do a good job of reading the first batch of documents that I sent you to sign.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I want to know why it is that I'm being charged for the mortgage on the house. Is this some kind of scam or something? You told me that you bought the house and that after I signed those papers, that would make me the legal owner of the house.
I really don't know what's so strange about any of what you said. After all, I had to take out a mortgage in order to be able to buy the house in the first place.
Wait, what? I don't get it. What do you mean you had to take out a mortgage in order to buy the house that I took from you? I thought you said that you saved up money in order to buy it, didn't you?
Come on, Miranda. You don't actually think that I would be able to buy a house like that in just one payment, do you? Did you really not look at the paperwork that you were signing at all? I don't get how you're going to try and blame me when you were the one not reading what you were signing.
But, I mean, this doesn't make any sense. Your mom said that you bought the house after saving up for all this time, and that we shouldn't have anything to worry about after we moved in.
Did my mom really tell you guys that? I have no idea why she would listen to her when you had the paperwork right in front of you.
But this isn't fair. I thought that you had completely paid off the house and that there wouldn't be anything more to pay at all. This isn't fair. I didn't know that I would still be having to pay for this house. You tricked me. You tricked me into paying off the rest of the loan for the house.
I really didn't trick you at all, although I certainly didn't correct any of the false presumptions that you were making while you were taking the house from me. And yes, I did save up a bunch of money over the past 10 years, and I did tell you that we'd be okay for a while. But I didn't spend that money all on the house. A lot of the money that I saved up was meant for my mom's medical treatments.
You lied to me. You made me think that you saved up all that money and spent it all in a house that I thought you now owned. Well, you better pay us what we owe on the house right now. After all, you did this all for your mother, right? So if you want to make sure that she's taken care of, then you better pay us right now.
Yeah, that just isn't going to happen. I'm not going to give you or my mom another penny. I worked hard and saved up to try and do something for my mom. I thought that I was being a good daughter, and look where it got me. If you think that I'm going to pay for you all to keep living in the house that you stole from me while you all continue to disrespect me, well, I'm afraid that you all are just going to have to figure out how to survive on your own. Although, I guess that I do have to thank you all for finally waking me up to the kind of family that I've been living with this whole time.
What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean that we woke up to the kind of family that you've been living with this whole time? What do you mean by that? I don't understand what you meant by that statement. Explain yourself to me about what you said in that last message that you sent to me right now.
I'm talking about the fact that my whole life I felt like I was the other one in my family, and now you finally confirmed my fears. But you know what? I'm not going to be a proper part of the family, then why should I give you another cent? I've had my fill of trying to please people who only look down on me. I thought that as a daughter it was my duty to take care of my mother as she got older. I was even scared about what she would do to me if I didn't. But now I can see that this whole time that I was just brainwashed into being so scared and worried. And now that I'm free, all I can say is thanks for finally helping me see the light.
Oh my gosh, do you think I care one bit for your little journey of self-discovery? You can save all that nonsense garbage for your therapist. I don't want to hear it. All I know is that you said you had paid for this house when you really hadn't, and now I want you to pay the difference so that we can keep living here.
What are you talking about? Why would I pay for a house that's not even mine? It's not my name on the deed, is it? Anyways, you should know that the mortgage on the house is $3,000 a month, so good luck paying all of that.
Hold on a second. You are telling me that the mortgage on the house that you once owned, but then I managed to kick you out of? The house that you sent me the paperwork to change ownership that I then signed, making the house mine? You were telling me that that house has a mortgage that requires that I pay $3,000 every single month until the entire home loan is completely paid off? Is that really what you're telling me?
That's right. The house that you stole from me just because you thought it was paid off actually isn't paid off, and you are going to have to pay $3,000 a month just to keep living there. But that isn't all that you and my brother are going to have to pay while you're living there. You see, my mom wanted to redecorate parts of the house as well. She wanted new wallpaper in some rooms and a whole bunch of other small changes. I didn't think that I would be able to pay for those kind of things with my salary. But we were talking about using my savings to redecorate the house how my mom wanted it. Except now that I'm not living there anymore, there's no need for me to spend my money on improving that house. But I guess it's a good thing that you and my brother both have jobs. Now this means that you can pay for the house and all the changes that my mom wanted instead of me. Isn't that great?
You're crazy if you think you're going to get away with this. You can't just trick me into paying for this house and then disappear. If you think that I'm going to be paying even $1 for this place, you're dead wrong. Janet, are you there? I really don't know what to do at all. It's your mom, though. She totally flipped out at me. She was telling me that I need to drive her to a doctor's appointment that she had. So we got in the car, and I drove her to where I thought she saw her doctor. But then she freaked out at me and told me that I had taken her to the wrong clinic. Then she just started screaming at me in the car and even tried to scratch at me with her nails. I'd never seen anyone act that way before. It was completely crazy.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that my mom was violent with you? Hasn't Chris been making sure that she's been taking her medication? Please tell me that one of you knew about my mom's medication and have been making sure that she's been taking it every day.
Wait, what? Your mom is taking medicine? I don't know what you're talking about. There was that bottle of pills that I think your mom said she was going to throw out, but we figured that she knew what she was doing with them.
You let her throw out her medicine? Miranda, my mom should be taking those pills every single morning. What's the matter with you?
It's not my fault. Your mom said that she didn't want to be taking that medicine anymore and she threw it out. How was I supposed to know what that medicine even was? And besides, why would she even be needing to take medicine? I mean, it's not like she has a cold or anything. I don't even know what those pills were for. But anyways, you should have seen the way that your mom was acting towards me in the car. I was really scared that she was going to attack me while I was driving and end up killing us both. As for whatever medicine you're giving your mom, I have no idea what it was, but it's clear that your mom didn't want to be taking it. How could you force medicine on your mother? What's the matter with you?
You really are a moron, do you know that? I really don't even know why I'm bothering to talk to you when it's clear that you really just don't understand anything at all. In fact, I'm amazed that you've been able to make it this far in your life.
What are you talking about? You can't just say all those horrible things and then not even tell me what you mean by them. I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to sit here and be insulted by you.
Oh yes, you really are stupid. And I thought I told you to take care of my mom when I moved out of the house, didn't I? You do realize that my mom is very sick with some severe mental issues, don't you? If you were going to be living there with my mom, then that would mean taking care of her with all of her conditions.
Wait, what? What do you mean your mom has mental issues? This is the first that I'm hearing of any of this at all. Are you really telling me that your mom has mental conditions that make her act that way?
I guess you were probably just too stupid or lost in your own world to even notice some of the changes that my mom was probably exhibiting since you and Chris moved in there. But yes, she is a very mentally unstable person. Didn't you ever wonder about why it is our dad ran out on us? It's because he didn't want to be there to try and give my mom the support that she needed. And of course, my mom, so sad about losing her husband, turned all of her anger towards her children. It wasn't many years later that Chris would move out, leaving me to do all of the caretaking for my mom.
But, I mean, this isn't fair. You can't call me stupid for not knowing this. Nobody ever told me that your mom was sick in the head. Chris told me that you were just sitting at home living the easy life with your mom.
Well, Chris doesn't know what he's talking about at all. I don't know if he just forgot about what life was like, but I've been taking care of her this entire time.
You've really been taking care of your mom with all of her mental issues this whole time? I really had no idea about any of this, and nobody had mentioned any of it at all to me until now.
Well, maybe Chris just has a different memory from what him and I went through. After all, like you said, my mom had always shown a strong preference for my brother over me. She was the one who sent him to college and let him move out of the house before I could. Instead, I had to find a job right after high school to be able to start saving up for myself while I was stuck at home since my mom said she wouldn't pay for me to go to school. And of course, Chris never looked back. After he left the house, and he hardly ever checked in on me or mom, so maybe he really did just have no idea what was getting the two of you into.
You mean that your brother never came home to visit after he moved out? This is the first time that he's seeing his mother in all of this time?
That's right. Although you had Chris have only been married for a short time, isn't that right? You know that he left the house about 5 years ago now, right? Chris had always been an unserious person with little care for responsibilities or obligations. And I guess you two were the perfect match in terms of walking right into this house and thinking that taking care of mom was going to be a piece of cake.
And now you're telling me that if I don't give your mom her medicine that she's going to freak out and get violent with me?
That's right. Anyways, it sounds to me like you and Chris and my mom all have a lot to talk to each other about. So have fun with that.